Hi, everybody, and welcome to FactorCareers.com live podcast show. I'm Chris Miller, and tonight I want to talk to you about some pretty special things. Things that are pretty dear to my heart, actually, as it turns out. And I've devoted pretty much the majority of my life to them. So, let's get right into it. Business professionals, right? And sales careers. You know, as a business professional, I always keep my ears and my eyes open for any gossip, any hearsay, any flies on the wall, so to speak. And in doing so, what I've been hearing, what I've been seeing, are some troubling ideas circulating around the web and in social media outlets surrounding the need for professional education when it comes to a career in sales. Now, I have read several posts, for example, that are under the impression that education is just not important if you're going to have a career in sales. But I would submit that is inaccurate. You know, it's the oldest and most valuable profession that there ever was or ever will be in the history of the world. And that is a profession in sales. Yet the concept of the quote-unquote salesman is often met with disdain or cynicism. Now, why do you think that is? Well, my thought is that it stems from the whole anyone can be a salesman mentality, which makes people feel as though proper training really isn't a priority. And the other issue is, of course, because people don't feel like proper training is a priority, you get a quality of salespeople out there that aren't up to standard, right? And then they create problems for everybody else who is a professional salesperson. Okay? And when one thinks of things this way, right, you end up with negative outcomes, which result in pushing that stereotype forward. We'll never outlive it the way things are. But the truth of the matter is that there are a great deal of things out there that would be well served to be learned in the classroom environment long before entering into a career in sales. And certainly before introducing yourself as, a representative of your company to your prospect. Because every single word you say puts that company's reputation on the line, right? As salespeople, you got to remember that we are the face of our companies and largely for our industries. We are the standard by which all else is judged. Without us on the line to deal with customer concerns, inform and listen to the goals and issues of our prospects, and place our company and even our own reputations on the line to present and to deliver the solutions that are promised, the world would have no need for any other professions out there, right? We'd have no need for accountants, managers, installation departments, manufacturing facilities, operations departments, and yes, even executive committees would have no place. Because without sales folks, nothing happens. The world, quite literally, just stands still. You could go out there and you can create a product or a service. You can go out there and you can start a company. You can go out there and you can do all sorts of great, wonderful things. But if you don't have any sales, you've got literally nothing, right? So why do we just think we can wing it? Why do we not put the same effort into our career as salespeople that we would as lawyers or doctors or accountants or any profession? A sales leader has got to be the most knowledgeable member of his or her company for it to function properly. You have to look at it from this perspective, folks. A company is basically a large puzzle, isn't it? It's a large puzzle, and as such, a formal education into the workings of how each piece of that puzzle fit together to become the whole is pretty much an essential fact for a sales leader. Because not only do they need to know what they should say and what they shouldn't say to a prospect. What can I promise? What can I not promise? But what do I promise, and how does that affect another department within my company who's got to live up to the promises that I make, right? All of these things, you got to know how they all fit together. So it's important to learn those kind of things. You got to gain a true understanding of your field if you want to be an effective leader in the marketplace today. And that's just in general, sales or otherwise. Being provided with more than just a mere cursory understanding of the sales process and how it impacts other divisions is essential to functioning well as a leader in any company in the world, just like I was saying. And yes, you can absolutely learn this on the job, right? You can gain that experience on the job. Why not? However, it takes longer, doesn't it? And you usually upset a few people along the way. You upset customers as you're learning. You upset prospects as you're learning. You cost the company money. You get sloppy leadership out of it. Lots of things happen in that learning process. So it's better to do it ahead of time. I believe that learning from our mistakes is important to any leader. After all, that's what school is for. Learning from the mistakes of others who came before us, to find out what worked for them, what they failed trying, all of those practices that they worked on. How did it turn out? And then we learn from their mistakes. We learn from their history. But I can tell you that things change too. You got to augment that with time. You know, things are much different today, I assure you, than they were 10 years ago. But most courses that I observe are still teaching 10, 15-year-old methodologies. Why do you think that is? Why do people in sales feel like they can wing it? I said that before. I'll say it again. They do. We didn't want our doctor to wing it, do we? We go in there, we're sick, we got a problem. Oh, I don't know. Let's figure out what's going on. Maybe you can try this, right? We don't want them to do that to us, right? Well, when one of our prospects comes to us with a problem to solve and they say, you know, I need more money because of this and right here. We don't look at them and go, well, you know, maybe we can try this. No, they come to us for answers, not guesses, right? So we got to be professionals. We got to be trained to know what answers to give them. Why should our career in sales be any different? Because make no mistake, folks, as factoring business brokers, our career is a valuable and respected career, but it is a career in sales. Why should our sales careers be less important to study and to learn to do effectively? After all, it's our money on the line. Learn it beforehand. Take that knowledge, and it will serve you and everyone around you well. And if we can just get these schools out here to learn this stuff, then my job as a mentor is practically done. Your job as a future sales leader is easier and quicker to adapt to. And you're going to gain better results quicker, which are going to give you more reward. But most importantly, and I cannot stress this to you enough, the biggest reason for being a professional at what you do is that most importantly, your clients are going to feel better about you, knowing that they're dealing with a professional sales leader who's taken the time to learn your craft and to build a solid foundation of knowledge and experience on which you're going to be attempting to build and base your business relationship with them and their company on so that it can last. Because in the end, you want everybody to win, not just you, but you want your client to win. You want the bank that you're working with, you want them to win. You want everybody to win in this situation. And so as an educator, that's why I preach so heavily on the importance of study and reading and learning from the exploits of those that came before us, right? Because remember, at FactorCareers.com, we're more than a training program, and we teach cutting-edge technologies. We teach how to stay on top of things. More importantly than anything, folks, remember we're a community which is constantly evolving, right? So that as we're out there and we're doing the job and we find something that works well, tell your fellow students, tell your alumni, reach out to them. Come to these meetings, ask questions, feed off each other's energy. You know, we all work separately, but that does not mean we have to be separated. The support that we have for each other in this program is our greatest strength. All right, I'll get off my soapbox, but for those of you who are thinking of enrolling and joining us on this amazing career path, thanks for taking the time to be with us here tonight. Personally, I appreciate when you do that, because when you evaluate me, it makes me feel like you're really interested in what you're doing. I evaluate you pretty heavily as well, as you know. Remember that working for yourself is not for everyone. No, it's not. But if you feel that this happens to speak to you, then hey, you know what? Give us a call. Let's talk about it. Thanks again, everyone, for being with us tonight. And for more information about how you can get enrolled in the $1 Million Broker Training Program here at FactorCareers.com, please visit our website at FactorCareers.com/get-started. That's FactorCareers.com/get-started. Take care, everybody. And remember, I am Chris Miller, as always, reminding you to always keep smiling.